Today, I want to talk about leasing out your property, or what options do you have in order to generate income in there legally. Always seek the counsel of your CPA, an accountant, and of a legal advisor with any of these to make sure that you're protected. And I want to make sure that I just share this information. All right, so I did come across an article that was talking about follow state local laws. This is the guide. You can get a little bit more deeply, but they did share a couple of good things, so I'm going to give them a shout out here. The one thing that I did like is it was specific to Florida, and I'm going to make one specific to Westchester. Let me see here. I'm going to share this. Share screen. Here you go. Let's this to max. There you go. Sorry about that. Is make sure you have a well-drafted lease. Absolutely. That is one of the reasons that there's usually fights, debates, and people's feelings get hurt and stuff. So everything in real estate needs to be in writing. A lease can be written or oral in Florida, but definitely you you need it to be written. So the amount of rent and when it is due, there's so many people that you give them until the first, and then one time they give it to you the 7th and you accept it, and then that becomes the new date. So make sure that's clear. Penalties for late payment, who is liable for the rent, right? So if there's multiple adults, that can get a little bit dicey, especially if one leaves. The length of the lease, the security deposit, how the property is to be used, residential, commercial, subleasing, all that. Rules and regulations regarding the unit, quiet hours, pets also are important to know. Any special things, especially with plumbing, AC, all that you want to include in there. Expectations for the tenant, such as maintaining the unit. Typically, anything under $200 is what the in terms of maintenance is what the tenant would do. So air filters, water filters, that kind of things. But larger things do belong to the landlord. Who's responsible for paying utilities and which ones? Access to the premise. You can't just go into someone's property at any time just because it's your property. There are legal ramifications for that. Access to the premise. Rules regarding subletting. The severability clause. So if one portion of the lease is found to be invalid, it can be severed from the lease. So you can look at that. The bigger thing that I would add here, this is a good article, so I did want to share it, is definitely getting the home ready and marketed properly. A lot of people, leasing doesn't make a lot of money in the real estate industry for the most part, just in comparison with a home sale or an investor, anything like that. So when you put your house for lease, people usually have a little bit less vigor to market it properly. But for every single property, you want to spend the money on the professional pictures. It just attracts right people. So our job is as a real estate agent, and even yours, if you're going to put your home for rent or for sale, spend the money on the pictures. That's what draws the eyes and it gets people in. So before you do that, you have to make sure that the home is ready for these pictures. So whether painting, if you're going to paint in light colors, makes the house look much larger. Mirrors are great because it makes the house look larger as well. Decluttering any counters, making everything look really nice. It just makes the pictures look better. So the idea is that you can get enough eyeballs and enough traffic that people compete with each other. And that's the situation that you want as an owner. You never want this as a tenant or a buyer. What you want is that the price is either really high and no one's showing up, so you put a low offer, and the owner's desperate enough because there's no competition that they accept the low offer. So that's it for this video. Hopefully this helps you out. I am going to be creating a complete leasing guide for our area and how to market, and specifically like market some of the staples in our area. So that way in the future, if you need to rent out your property, you can do it on your own, or if you do need someone to help, I'm always here. All right, until next time.